United 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Brighton 3-0. Leeds has not managed to get a goal, so Brighton has defeated Leeds 3-0. Burnley, Arsenal has defeated Burnley 2-0. Crystal Palace 2-0 against Brentford, and Fulham has whipped Wolves 3-0. So it is what it is. Sedric, what do you have to say? The matches, how they've ended.
I think it has been hard weekend for some of the teams, most of those which had to travel away from home, like Manchester United. They started well convincingly at the first half, to majority maybe trying to tell a story of how they have been riding through in the past 2 matches. But today, it was hard for them to find their feet well. And now they are going home with only 1 point, which is not quite that bad to even today. Essence that they are still rebuilding a team. A team has never gelled up well, and they don't know how to manage some kind of lead. I think Amorim need actually to amass the skills of his player, so as whenever they go ahead, they really can know when is to defend and when is to manage their lead, other than allowing it to slip away like what they almost experienced here, if not fighting hard for the likes of Amadi Diallo to bring them back to the game. It would have been a different story altogether. See the likes of Fulham picking 3 points. It's also another different angle for them, given to the mere fact that they were at least 13 on the log. I think they are now surging up to the middle of the table, which isn't quite a good story for them, given to the sense that those points will come actually to help them at the tail end of the end. But Arsenal are literally opening up the gap.
7 points now.
I don't literally know or think who is able to reduce that particular gap or stop them from surging. It means the likes of Liverpool, who and again have a very tough game ahead of them. Aston Villa is not a pushover. The likes of Manchester City, Chelsea, and I thought that maybe Man U will reaffirm their stature, but it has been unfortunate to them. Arsenal are really opening up the gap, and if they continue like that, maybe the league will have to be won a little bit earlier, comparable to the last 2 seasons.
Interesting, Sedric. I'm looking at this match and I'm wondering, in that Manchester United match, Sesko cannot control ball. Poor touch.
Benjamin Sesko, and I think he's classically just becoming the old gone days of a number 9.
Yeah.
Where you put the ball in front of them and they chase the ball to hit it. Other than
like the last kick of the game, you should have scored. But poor touch.
He has got so much often, and leave alone even scoring. Sometimes if you are in a tight angle like that and you know you can't really play that ball behind the net, there are players who are advancing, like Mbeumo was in a prime space. Bring that ball in 45 behind you. He will hit it. You see, they felt so frustrating. You see Mbeumo at that particular point, he would scratch his head simply because he knew very well if that ball would have been crossed over to him, that
scored.
Was a killer.
Yeah.
But now, Benjamin Sesko, he's not in that particular space to think, even as he ran, knowing that, this angle has become so tight for me to score. I can do ABCD. Also, he talked about his touches. His touches are quite discouraging. In the first half, he had a very prime touch, that a prime space that he would actually control that ball and move with
score.
it. Yeah, but his touch, the first touch in that particular essence, messed him up. Similarly, it has again come to repeat itself. They do say that history sometimes, it can repeat up to itself. And we have seen it repeating in the second half. Getting the ball in a prime space with a similar angle, and
poor touch.
It's really coming up to mess up him. So as to say, I think the technical bench are seeing all this, and we say that sometimes if the player does not actually live to the correction, it doesn't actually harm if you start by benching him, or even play him and bench him quite earlier, so that he can learn from the lessons. And maybe moving forward, you have Mason Mount. Mason Mount is a good player who would have come in and maybe turn around the game. So we don't know which style of Amirom is trying to deploy in this particular his particular philosophy. But people who have watched today's game, more of the fans, they would maybe be calling for Mason Mount to come in at the dying, maybe the last
10 minutes,
10 or 20 minutes in the game, so as to see if he can really literally change and maybe bring the value that Manchester United was looking for.
So also, Crystal Palace are still flying, very high flying. 2-0 now against Brentford. Brentford, which defeated Liverpool. So it seems that they're also surging up the table, and Brighton as well.
True, Palace, they have a mass and they are actually on the positive riding. They're in top form right now. They are playing to the purpose and they're playing good soccer altogether. Mateta doing his kind of style of actually putting the goals behind the net as it's required. And I think moving forward, that's a game changer to most of the team. Those are the bogey teams that can actually flop or make you not really to advance your agenda if you meet them and you are quite not able to manage them well. For instance, the likes of Arsenal who are riding, now the team that they need actually to be focusing on. Remember, there are some times where they lost the league because of the Aston Villa. So this Crystal Palace and the way they are playing, likes of Crystal Palace in that particular league, they are the team that to watch. When they meet the likes of Arsenal, they need to know how to manage them moving forward.
I think you've captured it very well, Sedric. And of course, the next couple of matches in the next 30 minutes is Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool versus Aston Villa. So keep watching. I think the table will have a turn because let me look at the Chelsea squad. Already it's out. And Thomas Frank, Tottenham Hotspur, has a team which we expected, of course. Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro and Spence left and right back, Danso and Van de Ven in the central defense, Palhinha and Bentaka in the defensive midfield, Kudus, Sa and Begval in the attacking midfield, and Kolo Muani in the sole striker at the tip of the attack. And then in Chelsea side, Sanchez is in goal. James and Cucurella are left and right back respectively. Fofana and Chalobah are central defense. Malo Gusto and Caicedo central midfield. Pedro Neto, Fernandes and Garnacho in the midfield three, and Joao Pedro as Sedric has predicted. So the formation is 4-2-3-1 for Chelsea, Enzo Maresca's team, and Thomas Frank is the same formation, 4-2-3-1. Maybe quickly, what do you say, my brother, in this match? I feel like it's a balance.
Enzo Maresca actually playing Malo Gusto just in front of that particular defense is an essence of the fear of Tottenham playing at home and the attack that they are deploying. Remember, they are playing now Kolomwale as their number 9. And we know what Kolomwale can do. Very speedy. And sometimes when he get that ball, actually, he goes too fast to an essence that he leaves these balls behind. We have seen it several essence when he was playing at Juventus 2024 at the World Cup, where he got a very prime space to kill the game, but he ran until he left the ball behind. And he's so quick and he's actually quite moved. So as to say, he's trying to stop him from advancing that kind of quick transient, quick movement in front of that particular defense. Also, remember, their central defense, Chelsea central defense, the Chalobah and Fofana, has not been that quite stable. That's where Chelsea has been losing it when it comes to really defending. So as to say, their wing backs are very quite okay, because Reke James and Cucurella are trading at that. When they fly up front, they offer the support that is required up front in terms of attack, then exposing so much their defense to an essence that Malo Gusto will be required to be falling back into those particular wings whenever they travel up front to offer the services that are required. And I think that's what they are trying to see. So as they are playing away from home, to see if they can start by defending before they can advance their agenda of attacking.
All right. I think you've captured it very well, Sedric, and I think we'll let it leave it at that and say that we wish the best team to win. And, of course, we want to close our broadcast for this moment. And let me just give a quick shout out to people who are listening to us very quickly, very quickly. Motuko Kidhuku Anzeeni, I see you said uko pamoja. Then there's Eriko Mulama, you said you're plugged in. Denom Liverpool, you're saying in Sarit Center. John Gisheru, you're saying in. Let me check a couple of guys. John Holt, Mike Mbinji, James Jared Joshua, Evangelist John, Sarah Ndabi, Hudson Singombe Kibagendi, Konfli Malengwe, Joseph Mutinda, Victor Dawa, and Ronan Koech, and John Gisheru. We see you guys. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, because our Monday's match is crazy. We hope that we have let's see what happens in the next few minutes, because it's Tottenham versus Chelsea and also Liverpool versus Aston Villa. 2 matches coming up very shortly. So keep watching. I've been your host, Charles Otieno, alongside Sedric Musumba. We meet next Saturday for the same show. It's a Spice Pitchside with Roger Seshtemi, myself, Charles Otieno, and Sedric Musumba. Remember, it's a show. SpiceFM, the home of sugar and spice and everything nice. 94.4 now in Nairobi, Mombasa 87.9, Nakuru 96.0, Eldoret 96.7, Nyeri 90.9, and Kisumu 102.5, Malindi 97.6.